All right, Panther fans. So I'm going to continue to predict that we're going to lose because I, the only thing I got right yesterday was I said it was going to be 2-1 Predators. I had the one right. I knew somebody was only getting one goal. I'm shocked at the way the game went. Stu, let me know your feeling here, but I thought Nashville was going to play a harder game because they were desperate.
Well, we talked about it, and we were both, I'll admit I was, a little apprehensive because Nashville is fighting for their playoff life. I shouldn't say that. They're just fighting for position right now. But never underestimate the Panthers. And it just proved that we can play it any way. I thought it was playoff hockey. I thought it was a lot of back and forth with no, we didn't have our usual offensive,
right.
Continuous tsunami waves that we normally do.
Yeah.
I think we were more cognizant of the fact that, and they did bring it, especially in the third period.
Right.
But we played a solid game.
Right.
I mean, I'll 2-1 for most of the game. I'll take that.
Yep.
That's the kind of how a lot of the playoff games are going to be.
Right.
So,
and
it's weird how we ended up with 4.
I know. Yeah, it's like goalies say they got to get their 4 in no matter what.
Yeah.
The thing of it is that not a knock on Bob. This is not a knock on Sergei Bobrovsky. We were still giving up the puck quickly in the zone, and now the first one Knight didn't get, and that's the only one he didn't get.
Well, don't forget, we pointed it out. There was a funny bounce off the boards.
Right. Yeah. Montour was there, ready to play the puck, and it just bounced right back out. So, and then the puck got past Knight, but I know I'll let you extrapolate on this. But the third period Uyghur giveaway. That's you go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, I think I've gotten to the point where every time I see one of his, F-ups, I text it to you.
Right.
But I don't know. He's got the hockey IQ of a P or what. But I mean, that's the difference between like a Forsling and I just don't understand. Do the coaches sit down and tell him that you don't clear the puck up the middle?
Right.
Especially like towards the end of the game when things are like crucial.
Right.
You got that little sky thing that, flip it out or
anything.
You're going to go. And I think there were guys, on the sideboards that were available. I mean, this happened right about the time where Knight got out of his net and tried to clear it and basically, put it on. I mean, Nashville.
I don't know.
That goal,
yeah.
I thought that shot was in. I thought, game tied on a Spencer Knight screw up.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to basically get a rope with like maybe 5
we'll
feet
get him a leash
and like tie it around his right ankle and so he doesn't go more than that. I just don't. I mean, but Uyghur, it continues to happen, and I'm telling you right now that we are going to lose a playoff game with one of those.
Right, with one of those. Yeah,
somebody. We've been, we've obviously had goals scored against us because of that.
Right.
But if it costs us a playoff game.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. And the thing of it,
I mean, listen, you can't keep doing that. He's got to wise up. I just don't understand the kid, man. He said it in the either the last game or maybe it was the Toronto game where he said we got to be better. I got to be better.
Yeah,
He definitely has to see that he's doing this.
Right.
I mean, that's hockey 101 for defensemen.
Right. Well, that's it. Is that I can accept he's carrying the puck into the offensive zone and it gets taken away. I can accept that because we play that aggressive style. And to a lesser extent, I understand that we're trying to play an aggressive style, and that's why he's trying to push clear the puck. But it's a 1-goal game with like 4 minutes left, dude. You like you're saying, it's like that's the difference right there. That's the thing where you just roll your eyes and you're like, come on, man. Brian Campbell at that point is using the boards. Forsling is using the boards. The good defenseman,
or that that flip shot,
or the flip shot, thing. Right?
I mean, that seems to be the go-to way of getting it out for defensemen now.
I'm going to defend him a little bit here, though, and this is why I'll make this comparison. When Matheson was here, he did the same. He had the same problem. He didn't know when to go, when to stay. He had the same type of problem in terms of giveaways. And he goes to Pittsburgh and gets coached completely different. And the fans love, they're like he's really solid defensively. We wish he'd be a little bit more offensive. So
we don't see every Pittsburgh game, so we don't know if that problem has gone away for him.
Right. But the thing of it is just that at some point when a player continues to just do the same thing over and over and over again, you have to start wondering if like the coaches have the same attitude as Billy Lindsay. It's like, well, we're trying to score goals. We're going to take the good with the bad, because like you're saying, it's like it'd almost be worse if they were sitting him down and saying, Mackenzie, stop clearing the puck through the middle. And he kept doing it.
Or stick hand trying to stick handle instead of again.
I have a feeling that they're okay with it. Nothing else makes sense.
Even Billy would say, I agree with you there. He needs to not pass it up the middle. Right. I mean, let's we don't want the whole video to be I'm just I'm getting really pissed off because it's happening game after game. And the only thing that's going to come about is let's say our opening round is 1-1 and it's the crucial third game.
Right.
And we're ahead 2-1.
Right.
And everything's looking good. The clock's winding down, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Whoever it is bringing it. And we're, basically trying to hold on. And Mackenzie Weegar throws it right up the middle, and somebody just snaps
Ovechkin gets it, and boom.
Game tied.
Right.
And then we're so shell-shocked, they come back and score with 30 seconds, and we lose.
Right.
And that's the series all turns. So
I understand.
Enough of that.
Right.
We're dwelling on it every video, but we're dwelling on it because it's happening.
Because it keeps happening.
And he's not adjusting.
Right. And that's it. So
and that worries me.
So
that worries me.
So Spencer played well, obviously, except for he
played great.
Yeah.
Other than that one goal, which in my opinion it happened so fast, it was a fluky bounce.
Right.
The guy was right there, booming the net. But other than that, he made some incredible saves. There was a couple of breakaways where he got his pad down.
Right.
Can't say enough. So let's, obviously talk about the goaltending situation. So what do we do now? Because you and I are in agreement. Bob is like Jekyll and Hyde. Who do we get?
Man, what do we
get? Vezina Bob, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what happens.
Right.
Maybe he's, maybe he's drinking. I don't know.
Well,
but
I think that. I mean, we got the 9 games left, and we know how Spencer's playing. But is it 10 or is it 9?
Yeah,
because last night goalie said after tonight we'll have fewer than 10 games, so I got confused.
Yeah, no. Remember I said we have to go 7-4. We have to win 7. It's 11 games. It's 10 now.
Is it 10? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
I checked the standings and stuff.
Right.
Before we come on, Colorado's played 72 also.
Okay.
And they're still ahead of us by 2 points.
Okay. So with Bobrovsky, what I just want to see, like, Give me 2 or 3 games where you don't allow more than 1 goal in a period. Because it's been I looked at it yesterday for the article. 4 of the last 6 games before last night, 4 of the previous 6 games we had, and it was all Bobrovsky. We had at least 1 period where we gave up 3 or more goals in 4 of the 6 games. So that's the biggest thing that's got to stop. I can't like with last night. All right, you give up the 1, right? But that you gotta stop it at 1. You got this 3 and 4 and 5 goals. That's what I need to see Bobrovsky put a lid on when the team is really coming. I mean, we shut him down the other night. He gave up the 3 in the first period, and then I don't even think they had a combined 10 shots the rest of the game. And we kept Bobrovsky clean.
By the way, and I gotta just, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, that's okay.
We overloaded on the right side on that play. 2 players. I don't think 3, but we overloaded on that side as the puck was coming around on the right side boards. That's why. And then I think Hornquist blew his coverage. Right. I think it was Hornquist with the guy in front.
Yeah. He didn't get back in time.
Yeah, so that's why that goal was scored. It wasn't so much Knight's fault.
Right.
Like, he didn't get beat like Gudas beat that, the guy.
Oh, yeah.
But he just whiffed it.
Right.
So anyway, that was my observation. So listen, Bruno's made it clear. Bob's our guy.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe he shouldn't have done that. Maybe he should have said, I'm going to go with the hot hand. But obviously, I don't know what, Bob's got to be, looking and thinking, man, this kid's playing really good,
Yeah.
I got to step it up.
Right. Well, that's what I'm hoping. That's what we're hoping, as he looks at, we've seen Bob react when he's had his feet to the fire before.
But again, Eric, it's the regular season.
I know.
I'm hoping, like Billy told me, Stu, when the playoffs start, it's like the regular season goes out the window. It's basically a new, fresh start.
Right.
But again, as you've reminded me, Bob does not have such a great playoff record other than that sweep of Tampa.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So we'll see. So
we'll see.
Anton Lundell is back.
Anton Lundell is back.
He took a few games to get his legs, but the previous game, but then last night, I mean, they just kept throwing him out there, and that's the thing that we saw at the beginning of the season that was making it so giving us such an advantage is when Lundell is healthy and on, we don't have to burn out the top 2 lines because
with Reinhart and Marchment.
Yep. I know.
And again, I sent you the replay just so you could see Reinhart made that play.
Yeah. He just passed it right off to him.
He let him take the puck, he was like, the puck was behind, Reinhart was facing center ice. And I think that Nashville defenseman thought Reinhart was going to, take it, and Lundell just.
Yeah, he had a head of steam.
You can't
make a better shot.
The shot was perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't even hit. He hit the inside top of the net.
Yeah,
he didn't even hit normally in the top corner. It hits. I mean, that was just like incredible.
Yeah. It
is amazing. It's just too bad. He was rolling along before he got hurt.
Right.
I really thought he was going to make a serious run for the Calder. Yeah, that's out the window now.
Yeah, but his body is fresh for the playoffs. You know what I mean? We'll look at it that way. So I'm good there. Now I know yesterday the defensive pairs got switched up again. They got switched up so much I don't remember. Was it
Sherratt and Weegar?
It was Sherratt and Weegar. Yeah.
Right.
And then I guess
it was Forsling and Gudas.
Forsling and Gudas. Right. And Carlson and Montour.
Carlson was very quiet. I mean, I didn't hear his name called too much.
No, he took a shot.
Which is okay.
Yeah, no, that's what you need.
Which means he was staying back while Montour did his thing.
Right.
And obviously, on the first goal, by Verhaeghe, that was, it was who was it? It was Montour who fed Verhaeghe?
I believe it was Montour. I
Maybe.
believe it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I believe it was.
But Verhaeghe was due.
Yeah. Well, somebody on the stream said he hadn't been doing much
Michael
lately.
Rosen.
Yeah.
Forgive me, Michael, for mispronouncing your name, Rosenzeit or something. But
I think it's Rosenblatt.
He said Verhaeghe was getting 2 goals, but I'll take the one.
Well,
he was due to score. He hadn't scored in like 8 games.
Yeah. So, and it's not like we've had a lack of scoring. So when guys like that aren't scoring, it's not the end of the world for us. But
what was good is when they got to 2-1, and then I'm not going to say that that we went in a defensive shell because we still were trying to score, but we definitely had defense in mind.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the forwards as well as the defense. The only time we get in trouble is when we don't clear the zone quick. That's the success of the Panthers this year, is getting it out quick up to the forwards, and that's when they do their rush. We score off the rush.
I noticed something yesterday a couple of times, and we've talked about it, and I think now other teams are starting to pick up on it. So I noticed a couple of times yesterday where the puck goes behind our net, okay? And we're so many guys are going behind the net to have the scrum and to try to get the puck. I'm watching the defensemen come up and stand like 5 feet from the net, and the forwards got their back to them, and they don't even know they're there.
Roman Josi.
I watched it happen twice.
There was a couple of times last night where the puck was on the right side.
Yeah.
And the action, all the players gravitated to where the puck is. That's puck watching.
Yep.
And Josi was in that Ovechkin, Stamkos in that spot.
Right in that spot.
Just ready. He's a right-handed shot.
Yep. So we saw the same
he's
thing.
A right-handed shot.
Yep.
Anyway, it didn't get over to him, but anyway, so
it didn't. But
let me excuse myself 1 second, because people have been asking me, like, what am I smoking?
Oh, yeah. There we go.
This is it. It's called Rocky Patel Edge Carollos Robusto. They're available at Publix. They're like $5.19.
Now
that's what I'm smoking. They're pretty good.
My brother Gene.
Smoke. I cut them in half, guys, by the way.
Yeah. Like that big, right? So we may have.
That was a word from our sponsor.
No, that's what I was going to say, is that we actually may have a sponsor coming. My brother Gene volunteers at a cigar bar, and so with the cigars, and he's I'm trying to work something. He's on a cruise right now, so we're in discussions.
Yeah, let him send me some cigars, and I'll plug them.
That's the idea. That's what I'm trying to set up for you. So, and they got high quality. You know what I mean? It's a really nice place. So we're trying to set that up. So
cool.
Maybe by the playoffs that'll happen. So the more you guys watch the videos, the more likely it is this dude gets free cigars. Right? I can't pay him, so I got to do something. If I gave him 10,
clock is winding down.
Yeah.
They pull the goalie. It's just incredible to me how many empty net. And I said it to you last night. Like, how many empty net goals can you remember? Like, in the past, we could not score empty net goals. They'd go wide or whatever.
Or the guy would get tripped.
Now it's like pretty much we pretty much with the talent we have, we know we're going to get an empty net goal. Especially, I mean, Batman and Robin.
Right.
You can't stop those guys.
No,
Barkov and Huberdeau.
Right.
The only thing is the opposition knows that Barkov is not going to shoot for the empty net. That's the only thing.
That's the
that's like the giveaway, which I wish he would not do that. But
I think in the playoffs he will. I think when in the playoffs he'll bypass that, and especially at it's only 2-1, Sasha. Score the goal. I don't care that you don't like it, brother. Score the goal.
Seriously.
But
it was nice to see who be scoring. Then of course,
Forsling.
I mean, it's just like, hey,
is he behind the net? Was he behind the net?
No, but he was to the as you're looking at the screen, also on that right, the to the goalie's left, or right.
Yeah.
Broadcast. But it was a pretty good long heat.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
I mean, you see when he got back to the bench, everybody was,
they were
laughing and
right.
punching him in the head. Uyghur was going nuts. I love when Forsling scores.
Yeah. No, that was like watching. What do they call that? Curling, where they where they got to roll the thing down the ice. That puck took forever.
It was just it's like we're getting. Yeah. Things are just falling into place.
Exactly.
7 in a row.
Jeez. Yeah.
And this late in the season.
I know. And we're not even really playing that well. Let's be honest. We're just kind of going out there going, I guess we should. I mean, we're not playing anywhere near the level of intensity we'll play in the playoffs is what I should say.
Yeah. What do you think? 85%?
Yeah, I think that's about right. That's about right. You can see guys easing up when
they're doing what they have to do.
Right. Yeah. And, to a lesser extent, I think that's what Tampa's doing. But obviously they played a lot of hockey, and I think for them, they're like, we can win on the road. You know what I mean? I think they feel confident that way. You know
well,
what I mean?
Again, this is just my personal opinion. I don't think any sports team goes out to really tank, other than the Pittsburgh Penguins, when they were like neck and neck with Jersey to get Crosby, either Crosby or Lemieux. I can't remember. But there was like a time when, Pittsburgh lost their last game to get the number 1 draft.
Right.
It wasn't a lottery back then, so maybe it was Lemieux.
Right.
Anyway, we got another win.
Yep.
And now we come home, face Anaheim. I mean, again, I thought it might be, again, I'm going to repeat myself. We both talked about it could be a loss, but the fact that they won is just like,
well, yeah,
so let's see what happens. Anaheim is a young team, and anything could happen. I would pretty much guarantee that Bob's going to be back on
Tuesday. You got to put Bob back out there, because then we don't play again until Friday.
Yeah. And I'd love to see Knight play against Winnipeg, but again, Bob's the guy. I would just hate, I don't want to see him pulled again.
Right.
I don't want to get in that situation where we're down, 3-4 goals. It's like enough of that.
No, I know. And the thing with that is, I mean, you got to figure, even for Brunette, he's given him all the leash he possibly can. He got pulled twice in a row, and he gave up the 3 in the first the other day. And I know they weren't all his fault. He pulled it together. The defense played outstanding in front of him. But you got to figure, if he goes out there again and has another 3-4 goal period, Brunette might start having no choice but to look at Spencer Knight. And as much as I think Spencer Knight in goal and as a goalie is ready, his puck handling in the playoffs, that's
another thing.
It's like Bobrovsky or Spencer's puck handling. It's like, I don't trust either.
That's a game changing thing.
Right.
Or series changing thing.
Right.
We've seen that happen in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So a goalie, mishandles it, and boom, it happens really quick when the goalie mishandles it.
Yeah.
That it's in the net before they even
because they can't get back.
Yeah, very rare do they come back. I mean, I've seen, a couple of times this year where, the goalies have just thrown themselves and got the paddle out and stopped it.
Yeah.
But let's get back to the Tampa thing and positioning. That was my thought.
Okay.
So now Tampa has really dropped.
Yeah.
Okay. They have really dropped in the standings. So the way it's lining up now is we have 108 points. And then Toronto, now they hit the 100 mark.
Okay.
And then you got Boston 95, and then you got the Lightning. So the Lightning basically went from second place to fourth place.
Right.
Okay. And now you got the Hurricanes have 100. The Rangers tied with them.
Really?
The Rangers might overtake. Watch out. And Frankie V supposedly is really contributing to that effort.
Yep. He's on a hot streak.
And then you got Penguins at 92 and the Caps at 88.
Right.
So
I didn't realize that Pittsburgh had, you saying it was, no, the Rangers, the Rangers tied them.
Yeah. So let's see. Oh, the Rangers have played one more game than the Hurricanes.
Okay.
Rangers have played 73 games. The Penguins have played 73. The Capitals have only played 71.
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see who matches up.
Yeah.
Who we get and who they get. I have a feeling they did not want to face the Maple Leafs.
That's possible.
I think they didn't want to face the Maple Leafs, and that's why they're letting the Bruins
let the Bruins deal with them.
but again, it's 95-94, so there's still 10 games left. Anything could happen.
Right.
They're the Stanley Cup champs, man. They got to have some pride. They want to keep losing games.
Right.
I'd like to see what their schedule is. Now, don't forget, our schedule, we were so, I'm going to say top heavy. In the beginning of the year, the opposition that we played, the second half of the year has been a lot of non-playoff teams that we've played.
Exactly. Yep. Who are all playing better now.
We should be beating the Buffaloes and the Ottawas and the Montreals and, all these teams that are, I don't think Anaheim is doing that bad. Let me see the West. So, Anaheim's got 70 points.
Okay.
Right. Only the Sharks and Seattle are worse than them.
Okay.
But that's going to be interesting. Colorado beat the Oilers last night.
Yeah, Colorado. They've kind of just been a machine, just like us. Now, you said we have 108 points. That was actually my prediction for the season. Was the 108 points?
Avalanche has 110.
Yeah, I don't know about
50. This is weird, Eric. So Colorado is 52-14-6.
Okay.
Remember that. 52-14-6. We're 51-15-6.
That's yeah.
But we played the same amount of games. It's weird. So
we got one less win and one more loss. Yeah.
No, they have one more win and one less loss.
Right.
They've lost 14. Yeah, so 52-14-6.
Right.
And we're 51-15-6. So we've won
one
less game,
right,
and we've lost
one more game.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Right. If only we had done what we should have done against Seattle, we'd be ahead in the President's Cup. We'll just put it that way.
Those three games in a row.
Well, the one game against, was it the Flames when we had like
That
8
stretch,
healthy
that
players?
One, no,
COVID.
that was the Kings.
It was the Kings, right? Yeah.
That game never should have been played. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't have been played.
All these other teams had their games postponed. We had like 8 guys out, all
Right.
starters or whatever, and we had to play with AHL guys. All right, whatever.
Yeah. No. So anyway,
So
we want to win the conference. That's really the most important part.
12 points, man. 12 points.
Yeah.
I think we're going to do it.
Yeah, I believe as long as we just continue to win.
We're not going 6-4.
No. At this point,
I don't see that happening.
At this point, the previews of the games are like, is this going to be one of the ones that we lose? Because I don't think we're finishing the season 17-0. We got to lose to somebody. That's what we thought Nashville was going to be. So maybe Anaheim. I'm trying to get a work in one of the losses before we play Toronto, Boston, and
the next 2 games are at home. So
right.
I think the Winnipeg game, if there was one game to worry about, it's
Right.
Winnipeg. However, Anaheim is loosey-goosey. They got this kid Zegras who's really good. I watched the highlights of their game.
They're playing with a lot of spirit right now. I mean,
it's funny though, the history of this franchise, and we're sitting here with 10 games left, and we're trying to figure out which game are we going to lose, man. We got to lose somewhere.
it's just listen, this team has to go into every game feeling like we can win every game, and they can.
Yeah. That's the stretch of the 3 games, and this is where I really think the decision about Bobrovsky gets made, because we play Toronto, Tampa, and Boston. I'm not sure if it's that order, but we play all 3 in a row. And I think that's the order, or maybe
it's Toronto, and Tampa, because it's a
but then Boston's
it's a Saturday and Sunday, because I'm going to both. I'm supposed to go to both. Let's see.
We play Boston before that, because it's 3 games.
So it's all right. So here's the stretch. So we got Anaheim and Winnipeg.
Okay.
Then Sunday we're in Detroit. Tuesday the 19th, Islanders, and then we come back for the stretch. So it's Thursday the 21st against Detroit.
Okay.
Saturday the 23rd against Toronto. Sunday the 24th against Tampa.
Right.
And Tuesday the 26th we're in Boston.
Right.
Thursday the 28th at Ottawa. And then Friday the 29th at Montreal.
So
you're right. The 3 game that Toronto, Tampa, and Boston.
Because I
Boston.
I mean, by then, I unless we blow some games, the division's not going to be in question at that point. The only question at that point is, all right, Bobrovsky, here's 3 playoff teams. Go do something. Go show us you're ready. You know what I mean? And then you got the last 2 games of the season where you throw Spencer Knight out there, and Bobrovsky goes out there game 1 of the playoffs.
It's going to be interesting to see which game, the Saturday against Toronto and the Sunday against Tampa. I would not be surprised. This is just me kind of forecasting here, based on the last game, to see Knight against Toronto.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Bob got lit up by Toronto twice.
Austin Matthews is on a tear right now.
Yeah, he is. Yep. He split Uyghur and Forsling twice. I mean, they were in good position, and he just blew right through the middle of them. So
he got a couple of goals last night, and he's just really on a tear.
Yep.
And they got Marner too. So
right. No,
that's Toronto's Batman and Robin. So we shut them down. But again, all of these games, really, what I think they should be focusing on right now is their defense, the forwards' coverage of their men, just tinkering with the power play, which we can get into after this, and the PK, tightening that up a little bit. But what I'm finding on the power play is they're not shooting, because they got so much talent, and they're so unselfish that they're all looking for the one guy to take the perfect shot instead of just peppering the goalie. Now, granted, you got the shooting lanes and a lot of shots are blocked, but my theory on the power play is just keep shooting, because if you don't shoot, you don't score. How many times does Huberdeau have the puck in shooting?
Right.
I mean, we know when he's had that area. That's not when he comes in a little bit, he's got an area to shoot. He has scored numerous goals,
and he when he shoots, what I said this in a recap last night, and I'm going to stick with this theory. The teams know they are playing the pass, so the goalie is cheating, the defenseman is cheating, and there's room for him to shoot. And when he has shot, he has scored.
I agree with you 100%. And he's got a great shot, and he's got Rhino in front.
Right.
Okay. It's, like somebody did a comment on our last video about, I didn't mention Reinhart in the last video. And I did. I said Reinhart has replaced Hornquist as the goal screener.
Right.
And he's really good. Obviously, we know he's got the great hand-eye coordination.
Right.
like a Hornquist. So, deflections and whatnot, but you don't score goals unless you shoot.
No.
And that's the one thing on the power play. I don't care how quick they move it around. They're looking for the perfect shot, and they shouldn't be doing that. And
No, and
they it's like I think they're still focusing on giving Duclair that one timer
right.
from that side.
Right. It's too, like we've talked about this. He's got too many toys. You got so many guys on that power play. You don't that too many toys, and they're just not. They're so spread out, especially when Barkov's out there. I mean, Barkov is practically standing on the blue line when he's back there.
It's going to be better when Ekblad comes back.
Yeah. Because Ekblad would kind of get.
It's a shame that they put him on LTIR, and I know they did that for the cap.
Right.
But it would have been nice to get Ekblad back and have a few games under his belt.
Right.
A week before the season ends, and he's going to be coming in cold, even though it's practice. He's got practice time, but he's still not playing a game.
Yeah,
I am anxious to see what that power play unit, that first unit, looks like when Ekblad comes out. I'm thinking Duclair is going to be the one that comes out.
Right.
I think Giroux gets. Now you got. Okay, so Ekblad is a righty, Reinhardt's a righty, Giroux's a righty, Barkov is a lefty, and Huberdeau's a lefty. So who knows?
Right.
Do they put Duclair in there? I think personally, you pick Giroux over Duclair for two reasons. Number one, you got Giroux face-off ability.
Right.
Number two, you want to say Giroux's a better all-around player than Duclair?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's no knock on Duclair, but just for the face-offs,
Yeah, and then number three is his years of playoff experience.
Right. And we've got to get back to, and I know sometimes you can't help it, but you got to try to get that second unit on the ice, a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
Too many times.
One minute, and it was between 1.5 minutes and 1 minute and 45 seconds. I mean, they're not giving the second unit enough time, and our second unit's dynamite.
Right, and too many times they're clearing the puck, and then they're not changing. They bring the whole first unit goes back out there again. It's like that doesn't. There's 55 seconds left.
Yeah, a normal shift is about 45 seconds.
Right.
Okay, so I mean, going full steam. So these guys, that's why I'm wondering if some of these breakaways and goals the opposition is scoring, or at least getting chances, is because it's toward the tail end of the power play, and the first unit's still on there, and not that they're gassed,
right,
but they're not fresh.
They're not fresh. Right.
But what I want to do is I want to ask everybody to give their opinion. In the comments. What do you think the playoff power play is going to look like when Ekblad comes back?
Good question.
Who do you think? So that's our question. And by the way, somebody mentioned about the Q&A. Let's do a Q&A.
Yeah.
I'm definitely for that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to do a Q&A because Randy and Billy have both agreed to come on with us.
Right.
So when I speak to them, I'm going to ask them. We're thinking about having a fan Q&A.
Right. Well, I think.
I really don't want stupid questions.
Yeah, save the stupid questions for me.
We only have limited time. I really want to focus on, the play, because it's a playoff preview.
Right.
So I want a lot of, questions related to the playoffs and maybe, the personnel, lines, the opposition, things like that. Like who do you think's going to be our biggest challenge?
So when
questions like that.
Right. So when we set that up, because I think it'll be two. I think there'll be one for Stu and I, and then one for the four of us of the playoff preview. I will watch the community posts or watch my Twitter, because I'll put the word out that, all right, this is when we're going to do this video, and then there's questions for Stu and I, and then there'll be the separate one when it's the four of us, and obviously that'll be more for Randy and Billy.
Have them DM you, or the people have them either DM you.
Well, on the community post, it's a post. It's on the
but
channel.
You know what? I want to keep the questions.
That's what. Oh, you want to keep them
quiet until we ask them. Yes.
Right.
So either they text you, they DM you.
I'm not going to put my number on the channel.
I don't want them. I don't want the question. I don't want the questions already on Twitter. I want them to answer the questions like they're hearing it for the first time.
Right. I see what you're saying. We'll work it out. We'll work it out. Remember, I got to keep the questions organized. Right. That's why I do them in a thread, because I can go to the thread and just look at all the questions. With the DMs, it's a little bit difficult, but we'll do it Stu's way.
So maybe you could also do, when you do like a, like a pregame screen, maybe you could even do like announce you're doing a stream and people can ask the questions, during the stream.
Right.
Like say, all right, we're setting up the playoff preview, with Randy and Billy. We want some questions. We're doing it like Thursday, the date. And then like you do the stream the day before and just say, hey, I'm doing the stream like, it's gotta be before a game.
Yeah.
During your normal, during your normal thing. So
we'll work it out.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
Yep. All right, guys. So today is Sunday and we don't play again until Tuesday. I will have something again out tomorrow. Don't know quite what yet. I got the sense somebody's going to do something stupid in the NHL, or something's going to happen where I get to make one of those videos that everybody loves. The views are really, really doing good. I really appreciate everybody who's been watching. Definitely hit a different level with the views now.
But I want people, if you like the content that we're providing here, it takes a second to hit the like button. I'd really like to see the likes go up. It's one thing for the views, but I mean, it takes a second to just hit that like button.
No, he's right. Stu's my agent. Stu's my agent.
No, it's just that basically, we get a lot of comments. Everybody loves the content and this and that, and that's great, and I appreciate it. We really, really love doing what we do, and we're just. I'm not going to say a show of appreciation, but I'd like I like to see if we have 700 views and only 26 likes. I mean, that tells us 670 people didn't care or didn't really like the video.
I had to think about that. I mean, I know.
And then comments.
The comments are good.
We do read the comments.
Yep.
I do. Answered questions. I mean, like I did the thing with the cigars today, because
we may not answer it, but we'll
about the cigars. And yes, I smoke a lot of cigars. I don't really have any bad habits. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. And I don't know what else are bad habits, but I like smoking cigars, and I like smoking my Victory cigars.
Yep, and hopefully we'll have. Let's see how many games you gotta win.
Smoke a lot during the playoffs.
Yeah, how many games you gotta win? 16 playoff games. 16 playoff games. That's how we're gonna work it. So we gotta have 16 separate cigars already lined up for you. So you just we'll take a picture of these are the 16. These are the ones I'm gonna smoke when we win this game. What
really sucks? What really sucks is that we're not going to be playing Colorado in the next couple of weeks. I would have loved to have seen a matchup before No, we got enough with Tampa and Toronto and Boston. I want to play Toronto and not give up 7-6. I'd like to play Toronto and have one good defensive showing, so their fan base will, quiet down a little bit. All right, guys, that's the last word. We really appreciate all the support, and we'll see you again in the next one.